Anniversary of the disastrous and catastrophic war in Afghanistan, and we are here to mark the tragedies, the many tragedies that have taken place as a result of that occupation. But we are also here to send a message to our government that it is unacceptable and unforgivable to continue to send troops and to leave troops in Afghanistan for another 2 years, which is what they plan, in a war that everyone knows is a fiasco and a disaster for the people of that country. What I'm going to do now is to introduce a series of prominent people, tens or even hundreds of thousands of people who have lost their lives in the war. 433 British soldiers, thousands of NATO troops, and disgracefully uncounted numbers of Afghan civilians. So I'm going to start with Victoria Brittain, a campaigning journalist who has always stood up very prominently against the war. She's going to read 2 poems and also read some names. Victoria.
Thank you very much. Welcome everybody to this very somber occasion. I'm going to read as a kind of framework for what this afternoon is about. I'm going to read 2 poems which come from different kinds of imperial wars. The first one is from the Middle East and the second one's from Africa. This is the one from the Middle East. It's written by the Palestinian poet Sami al-Qassam, and it's written to Ariel Sharon. The name of the poem is The General's Property. A flower vase on the general's table, 5 roses in the vase. The general's tank has 5 mouths. Under the tank, a boy of 5. A rose, a boy, and 5 stars adorn the general's shoulder. In his vase, 5 boys and a rose. Under his tank, 5 roses and 5 boys. The tank has countless mouths. The second is from the Angolan War, and it's written by the Angolan writer Costa Andrade. And it's even older than the previous one I read, but it's equally relevant to Afghanistan. It has the title Augusto Angangula, which is a boy's name. I want to see here, alongside this silent hero of 12 years, those men who are so ardent for the equality of men. I want to see here, on this soil stained with the blood of a 12-year-old youngster, the mothers of the free children of the same age. I want to see here, alongside this tortured body, the clamor of those who cry out against war. Here, alongside the brave heart of such as die at the age of 12, those who speak of tomorrow and promise the distant future. I want to see here the men who know about space and control the cosmic flights and do heart transplants and decode the electronics of sound and sing to burst the eardrums and paint good pictures and argue the fine points of issues in front of this ravaged corpse of a 12-year-old boy. So the first names today are Faisala, Sergeant Gareth Thursby, Esmatullah, Private John King, Gul Muddin, Noor Mohammed, Private Thomas James Rowe, Rifleman Daniel Holcomb, Sergeant Barry Weston, Marine David Fairbrother.